Okay, new product introduction. As I said in my last lecture, we're going to talk about the new product introduction, which is both a concept and a process in the company. Remember when we wanted to start with a product definition, we began with a series of questions. Whether it solves the customer problem, is it in line with the company's strategy, and can you make a business case out of it? And as you go down the path of asking these questions, you will actually realize three broad aspects of this exercise that you have in your hand. Number one is that obviously there are many unknowns that you need to find answers to, and your first few steps of trying to find out what the next product should be, you're going to gather all these unknowns. So that's number one. For some of them you may have answers, and most of them you'll probably have good questions, and then trying to wait for the right person to answer and so forth. And the second is all these unknowns that you need answers to, you are not alone going to provide the answers. You have answers pretty much scattered within the company. Almost every group, almost everybody in the company will contribute to answer this question one way or the other. And so number one is there are many unknowns that you will start with, and second is there are a lot of people in the company that you need to consult with to get answers to these unknowns. And the third thing is they all need time to get you the information that you need. They all need time to gather the right answer, right information, and you need time to find answers to the questions in this process. So there are a lot of unknowns, a lot of people involved, and they all need time to pull all those answers together. So what this new product introduction process does is it will help manage this process in a better way. You can run from pillar to post sort of way, in an ad hoc fashion from one person to another person in the group and trying to figure out what you should do next. But I guess over time in businesses and companies, this process, this mad rush process of what the next product should be has been streamlined into a sort of a methodical process, so you can put some method to this madness and answer these questions and approach these questions in a way that makes sense, in a way that helps you reduce the risk and uncover the hidden questions that you may not be aware of, and those questions, which questions will become evident only after you answer some preliminary questions. And so how does this process look like? So I'm going to show you a graphic now, a very high level, simplistic, simple graphic to start with. Basically, this whole process that I talked about of investigating unknowns, making them knowns, trying to get everybody else in the company involved who are relevant to this project, it is phased in multiple phases, and it is called phase gate approach. And this concept really comes from a project management. Anybody who is familiar with project management in a deeper sense will appreciate the value of this process. Basically, you're going to first go through a preliminary phase of trying to get answers to some preliminary questions. And then once you know that you are in the right direction, you're going to transition to a much more intensive investigation phase of actually trying to prove whether your assumptions are right and uncovering any multiple other assumptions that you have not yet been aware of, and trying to find answers, good answers, in the sense that they may prove your assumptions right or they may prove your assumptions wrong. In fact, that data and information that will prove your assumptions wrong will turn out to be a better and more helpful answers for you to steer yourself in the right direction. So once again, start with the preliminary phase, and once you are sure that you are in a right direction, you're going to intensify and get into a more deep dive, a more intensive exercise of trying to prove and make a case that this is the right product to develop. So that's kind of sort of on the top level phase. It's a that's what the new product introduction flow is all about. As I show you in the graphic here, there is a concept phase. Again, just to quickly go through there is a concept phase, and there is a business case building phase, and then after you go through those phases, then if everything goes well, the product development will start.